In a world where Pikmin fans come together to talk about random events in their lives, comes... Which Pikcast number is this?
Pikcast number 17!
This is 17.
Pikcast number 17.
Apparently there's a species of frog called the scrotum frog.
Well, that's a great way to start off Pikcast, what would you say?
Alright, so let's get introductions out of the way here. So this is Pikcast episode 17, and in this Pikcast we have Luther, or Tricky Berry. We have Breezy, or Wild Thing 9611.
Hi, I'm Tammy.
We have Scruffy.
Hey.
We have Simon.
Hello.
We have Ryan.
What's up, Mudgy?
Caught me in the middle of a stretch there.
Nice.
We have Patrick, otherwise known as Professor Wormwood.
Greeting, fellow humanoids.
We have Johnny.
Hi. Sorry, hi.
And I am Nathan, or Creative Sushi.
What about Kevin?
Oh, did I? Oh, I missed Kevin. I missed Kevin. Wait.
How dare you?
Where'd he go?
He's on mute.
Oh, I scared him away.
There he is.
I still didn't hear him because people's
Oh,
talking over
he
him.
just said guys and then...
Okay, you know who Kevin is. Kevin is like the leaf Pikmin that trips in the back of the crowd.
No, guys, that's me.
Goddamn Pikmin tripping everywhere.
It's just, and where's Kevin?
And lastly, but not least, we have Kevin, or the Sneaky Spy.
Who's Kevin?
Hello.
Did you
Alright,
really...
everybody, have an announcement.
All right.
Okay, before we begin, I just want to apologize for any excessive coughing coming from my end. I have been having a really bad cough for like 2 weeks straight now, so I apologize for that. If I feel it coming, I'll try to I'll try to mute myself.
It's okay, Luther. Every time you cough, a baby is born somewhere in the world.
Yeah.
God, that's a lot of children.
Yeah, it is.
hang on a sec, guys. Let me go breathe in some peppers so we can overpopulate the world.
No, we have enough people.
Anyway, let's jump into the news. So, you may have realized that about how long ago? A week, 3 weeks ago?
Actually, it was 1 month and 1 day ago.
1 month and 1 day ago, we went live here on the Pikipedia YouTube channel, and for good reason, because the Switch, the Nintendo's next console, was revealed.
It was quite beautiful.
It looks amazing.
It was a historic event.
Wait for it.
Yeah, everyone's
can't
super
wait for
excited
it.
about it.
I'm not.
Except for Johnny, apparently. If you want to go listen to our reactions, you can go watch that video. It's still archived on our channel.
Yes.
And you can watch our reactions live with the video.
Yes, you can hear me scream about how Super Metal Dave was wrong.
Yes, that was...
That's another one you can watch is Super Metal Dave's live reaction, because that was pretty
Oh,
good
he was
too.
beautiful. Oh, and
Let's be real. I'm pretty sure everybody in the world has viewed that video already.
Also,
I haven't viewed it.
if you haven't, go watch Obi-Wan Plays reaction, and most of all, Edika's reaction.
Oh, yes.
As Edika said, you can bust him on the go.
And there's some
Trying to keep this
censoring.
PG.
Go ahead and censor that.
Yeah,
Nathan.
I will.
Hey, it was
Nathan,
with an
Nathan.
A, not an ER.
Nathan, can you censor this too?
Hey, Johnny.
Can we just censor
Remember what we said about behaving, Johnny?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, I just imagine it's gonna be like in the Pikcast, gonna be, hey, can you censor this too?
Okay, now I'm using that beep as the sound effect for all the censoring now.
Please?
Do it.
All right. Anyway, so shortly after the Switch reveal by Nintendo, they told us that we will be revealed, or the launch titles will be revealed in January. Did they give us when in January?
January 12th. It's actually going to be morning of January 13th in Japan, but they're 14 hours ahead of America's time, so it's going to be January 12th for us.
In the middle of the night?
No, in like the afternoon. It's going to be like 11 in the morning or 11 in the morning or somewhere around that time, January 12th for us. I'm actually taking off of work that day so I can be here.
Beautiful. And so with that, I guess we can get into the bulk of what this Pikcast is going to be.
Actually, hang on, just one quick thing I want to clarify.
Yep.
So, for those who are here for my channel, you already know this, but for those who haven't, I'll just say it again. So, yes, Nintendo did confirm that the dock provides power to the system. We don't know how. It probably just overclocks the processor and blows more air through it to cool it faster. And also, oh yes, if you guys didn't hear today, one of the Bethesda reps accidentally slipped out that Skyrim actually is coming to the Switch.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, they were interviewing him about it, and because like obviously they couldn't just straight up ask him, is Skyrim coming to the Switch? Because they said they wouldn't confirm it. So instead they tricked him. They said, is it the same on the TV and on the Switch tablet? And he said, yeah, it's the same.
And then immediately went,
Well,
Oh, and that can also be backed up with the information we're about to share with you. Did you want to talk about Monster Hunter first, though?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, this is something that Ryan probably heard about today. Simon, you might have heard. So, for those who don't know, a little while ago, back at the Tokyo Game Show back in September, Capcom officially announced that a Monster Hunter movie is in development. Now, we knew this for a while that a Monster Hunter movie was a possibility because the rights to the Monster Hunter movie was purchased by the guy who made the Resident Evil movies. Not the best movies, but they're not terrible. I think they were all right personally. Like they were pretty cool. But today, some new information actually got released about them. He was talking about them, and I don't quite know how to feel about this. So he said in particular, I'm just going to paraphrase here. The movie is going to be sort of a person from the real world gets sucked into Monster Hunter, and then when he finds a way to escape, the creatures from Monster Hunter invade the real world.
so basically he has to get good.
So basically, it's like Pixels.
Yeah, it's like Pixels but with monsters. Now I don't know.
oh dear.
Yeah, so I don't know exactly how that's going to correlate very well. It's still early in scripting, so maybe like they will completely shift the movie around. But anybody who's worried, I'm just gonna say don't be too worried because unlike Resident Evil, which has a built storyline, most of Monster Hunter is just gameplay. There's no story that you have to worry about being messed up or anything. There's no even like actual characters. Like all the characters that we'll be meeting in the movie are going to be like original characters because it's the kind of game where you make your own character and you just fight. So yeah, that's that. I'm excited to see what'll happen.
Glad we got that squared away.
All right, so Pikmin.
On to
Well,
the main
actually,
event.
we're not quite done with the Switch yet because recently, since the last Pikcast, or even since the last news, the live Pikcast that we had, a person by the name of Emily Rogers mentioned that Pikmin 4 will be coming out the first year of the Switch.
Yeah, not necessarily a launch title, but within the first year.
Right.
Now, for those who don't know who Emily Rogers is, basically she's what we call an industry insider. Or basically she has sources that obviously she can't tell us who it is, or they risk their jobs and pursuit of legal action. But she has sources from within Nintendo that tell her like the inside scoop of what's going on, and she's actually been right about a lot of things in the past. She collaborated with Eurogamer to actually report what the Nintendo Switch was the whole time, detachable controller tablet thing. She got that right. She got right a bunch of games. I think she got some stuff about Smash Bros. DLC right. But in addition to her, there's also another woman named Laura Kate Dale. And you want to talk about that, Nathan?
Yeah, I also want to say, Emily Rogers, there is a lot of controversy around her because there are a lot of things she has gotten wrong. For example, she said Star Fox was not in development. She said that she had insider knowledge of Smash Bros, but then didn't give any information out at a certain point. I know she did predict some later down and was correct in that. But there are a lot of things that, people have debunked that she has said, or time has debunked.
So basically, take anything with a grain of salt.
Well,
Maybe
not
some
anything,
things she
because
said.
there is another person.
I'd say instead of a grain of salt, take it with a pinch of salt.
Right.
Because she has been right in the past.
Exactly. And also, it's adding on to that accountability because Laura Kate Dale, who is another one of these people who has like insider connectors, who is very accurate. I did a lot of research on her. She has had very almost perfect track record of getting these leaks accurately. For example, there's a game for the PlayStation Virtual Reality called Rush of Blood that she said was going to happen before it was even announced. Like, it was just a random game, like, new IP of this company. She called it before anybody had said anything about it. She talked about Beyond Good and Evil, which is another PlayStation game, which is a sequel that she leaked. She also leaked a lot of stuff about the NX. Right before the NX was announced, she said that it was going to be announced the day before. Like, she predicted the date, as in a day later, that it was going to be announced.
So she actually got everything spot on. She said
everything.
She said it was going to be announced the following day. She said it was going to be a 3.5-minute trailer showing more what the console was and what it did more than games. She said that it was going to reveal the name of the console, which ended up being the Nintendo Switch, and that it would not use the Wii branding.
No, she did more than that though. She accurately predicted the name of the NX. She said it was the Switch.
Wait, did she really?
Yeah, she did. There's a tweet. I can link it. She predicted the name of the NX before it came out. Before it was.
I gotta see that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so she is quite impressive. Recently, she just came out in the news again with basically the Switch release dates for a bunch of games that are going to be on the Switch, and among those is Pikmin 4. She says exactly what who is it? Kate? No, she is Kate Dale. No, Emily Rogers. She said what Emily Rogers said, that it was going to be in autumn of 2017, which works with what Emily says.
Yeah, actually, before we delve into Pikmin 4, let's just read off the whole list of what she said. So, going back a little bit of what she said in the past, she has actually said that the Nintendo Switch is projected to release during the week of March 17th, which I believe is the second week. No,
Yeah.
sorry, that's the third week of March. And she said that it's going to launch globally during that week. Not the same day worldwide, but like it's probably going to be like 16th in Japan, 17th in America, and 18th in Australia. Like, you get the idea.
Mm-hmm.
And then she also said that Breath of the Wild, the new Zelda game, will not be a day one release because Nintendo wants to stagger games to make the year feel full of content. And then yesterday is when the big bomb dropped. She put out basically a list of what, according to her sources, what she believes will be the like basically year one for the Nintendo Switch, and it was surprisingly in depth. Like she said a lot, like things that I didn't even expect her to say.
And there's a lot of chance that she's going to be adding on to this list and being more detailed as time goes on.
Yeah, look, I have the list right here. So this is what she said. Oh, okay, yeah, she straight up confirmed in this that the first place it will be launching is in Europe on March 17th. That's what she says.
Mm-hmm.
So day one is going to be Splatoon, the port of Splatoon, which will possibly be a game that's bundled with the Switch. Skyrim Remastered, Just Dance 2017. Apparently, it's going to come bundled with a special Joy-Con that has advanced motion detection, so that like you can actually do the dances and stuff. This actually comes from another rumor last week. A crossover RPG game between Mario and Ubisoft's Raving Rabbids series, which will apparently have gameplay similar to Fire Emblem. Now, this one I'm a little bit iffy on. Apparently, the 3D Mario game that we saw in the trailer for the Nintendo Switch, she says will be a day one release. I don't know about that. The reason I say that is because, and I've been saying this for a while, every single time I see a rumor say that 3D Mario is going to be available on day one, I'm a little bit skeptical, because Miyamoto said at this year's E3, he said, we have something for the NX planned for Mario, but I don't think we'll have anything presentable until next E3. So unless he just turbocharged, sped developed this game, or unless he was talking about something else entirely.
Well, actually, there has been a lot of news with Nintendo lately that they said that they are quadrupling production speed in all areas. Yeah, they said that they are working really hard to get games out even faster than before, which is also the fact that they've pretty much stopped Wii U production, and 3DS production is going slower as well. They're able to focus on one console, but they also said that they are getting more teams as well. So that's not out of the question that they're increasing their production speeds on everything.
Yeah, and since Nathan just kind of tongue-in-cheek brought up another discussion point, yes, Nintendo has finally confirmed that the Wii U is dead. I think this week is when the last shipment is leaving Nintendo's production.
And that's in Japan. It's already happened in America.
Yeah, in Japan. In all over the world, the Nintendo Wii U's that you see on the shelves, those are the last ones. So. And
there's surprisingly a lot. I went into Walmart the other day and there were 6. So.
Yeah, so the Wii U is going to become a very rare console. So I'd recommend picking one up because I feel like in the future it's going to become a very novelty item. I'm going to be keeping mine. I'm not going to sell it when the Switch comes out. I'm actually going to keep mine.
I mean, okay. There's a huge possibility that it will become a novelty item, but I mean the GameCube didn't sell that well either, and I mean the GameCube has retained some value, but it's not nearly the price point.
Well, that's because its successor, the Wii, still could play its games.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and games like Pikmin 3 and stuff like that, you can't. Wonderful 101, you can't play those on the Switch.
That's a good point, and then also to back you up, the N64 is still pretty expensive.
Yeah, let me go ahead and keep reading this list here. So, the first 6 months after the Switch launches, we will be getting a port of Smash Bros. And on the same day that the port comes out, we will be getting the amiibos for Bayonetta and Cloud. She says that she has not heard anything about Corrin's amiibo. Breath of the Wild, the new Zelda game, will launch on June 13th, according to Target. She says it's a summer launch, so that fits with this. On both Switch and Wii U simultaneously, and apparently Nintendo is developing a demo that will be released on the Wii U eShop. However, they're very skeptical about whether or not they're going to finish it, because they're afraid data miners will do what they did with Pokemon Sun and Moon and just leak everything.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys heard, but back during last E3, they had those Zelda things out, and they almost successfully hacked the demo from the booths.
Yeah, I remember that.
There's a huge story about them. A lot of people don't believe it happened. I believe it happened because they have a lot of evidence to back them up, a lot of people talking about it. And they're very in-depth with how they did it.
If you haven't read the story, it's an insane story. So, I don't know what this game is, but apparently in the first 6 months, a game coming out called The Silver Case. She didn't go into details on what that is. A Telltale game that is going to be a Guardians of the Galaxy game. It's going to be very near launch day, but not launch day, and it's going to have weekly episodic chapters that will lead up to Guardians of the Galaxy 2 coming out in theaters. A port of Mario Kart 8 with some additions to the game. A direct port of Xenoblade Chronicles X will probably be 1080p.
Can I ask, what do you think the new IP?
I honestly don't know. According to a really old rumor that, not Lara Kate Dale, what Emily Rogers put out, the IP is currently under the development name Pyleo.
Hylia. Alright.
Yeah, I don't know how many of you have already heard that, but yeah, it's like Pile and then OW. That's apparently, according to her, that is the code name that the Nintendo Switch's first IP will be, and apparently it's like a really crazy, ridiculous game. Like that's how people described it.
Was Splatoon the Wii U's only IP?
Oh no, Wonderful 101.
That was
Wonderful
third party.
Well, no,
it was
no,
second
no,
party.
no, no. Yeah, second party. Well, okay, it's considered first party by some because Nintendo directly funded it and also allocated employees to the Platinum Games office to help make it.
I'd really like that Wonderful 101 to come onto the Switch.
Yeah, yeah.
Amazing.
I think
Great game.
the Wonderful 101 is gonna be remembered as like the Wii U's most obscure, like good game.
Dude, it was such a good game.
It's completely underrated. Like so much perfect stuff go with Wonderful 101.
That game is insane. I love it. Okay, so also there's going to be a port of Mario Maker. If you guys haven't heard, there's a rumor going around, and I believe this to be true because this was actually in the patents that we pieced together to learn about what the Switch was going to be before we knew it. Apparently, either one or both of the Joy-Cons, which are the detachable controllers, is going to have an infrared pointer, so that when you play with the controller, you can point at the screen, and that will essentially replace touchscreen functionality when the Switch is docked to the TV. And I think that's how Mario Maker will be done. And also, that will effectively allow for what do you call it? Motion control Pikmin play, because that's like the optimal way to play Pikmin.
However, touch control on the TV screen is not confirmed still.
Yeah, well, yeah, but can't talk today. That's what I said. That's based on a rumor.
One other thing that makes me think about, do you think they're going to be doing what they did with the Wii U and just have Nintendo Network ID, or do you think they're going to completely restructure the...
They are going to completely restructure. That's already confirmed. That was confirmed back on the same day they announced that they're working on a new console, which was the NX. During that same shareholders meeting, Iwata brought up a PowerPoint, and it said that they plan to universalize their Nintendo networks. It's going to...
It's probably still going to be the Nintendo Network ID. It's probably
it's still going to be the Nintendo Network ID, but it's going to be universal across your phone, across the Switch, across the Wii U, PC, and 3DS.
But also, like, they wouldn't ditch My Nintendo Network ID right after making My Nintendo. Like, that'd be really dumb.
Yeah.
So do you think it's going to still use the same ID that you would currently have on your Wii U right now?
That is what I believe. I mean, it would be crazy for them to not do that.
Can I ask one most important thing that hopefully is coming? Region locks.
No. I really don't think it will be because Iwata himself said he did not want this thing to be region locked, and he pioneered the Switch development. Yeah, but let me go ahead and finish this list. There's only 3 more things. So, apparently it was going to be a summer release, but now it's been delayed to autumn. Pokemon Stars, which is going to be like the bridge title between Pokemon Sun and Moon, it will be for the Switch. That's actually pretty cool. That I might actually, if that is true, I might consider getting that. It'll be my first Pokemon game. If that ends up not being true, I might actually consider getting Pokemon Sun and Moon. I've been like contemplating the idea of finally trying a Pokemon game for years now. One of these days, I'm pretty sure I'm finally going to do it, but
it's a good one to choose because it's almost completely different.
Yeah, I'm playing it right now. It's nothing like the rest of the series, pretty much.
And then in 2018, either early in 2018 or Q2, we're getting the Beyond Good and Evil 2. Apparently, it's not going to be a direct sequel. It's going to be a semi-reboot, and Nintendo is actually funding the project because no one else would, and because of that, it's going to be a Switch exclusive. Basically, the same thing that happened with Bayonetta 2, where Platinum Games wanted to make Bayonetta 2, nobody wanted to fund it, and Nintendo said, hey, we'll fund it, but you have to make it exclusive to our system. And that's what happened. Now, the last thing on this list, and the thing that is going to be the bulk of discussion today, is Pikmin 4 is on this list. The one thing that is making a lot of Pikmin fans confused right now, and it's actually kind of scaring some people, is that Laura K. Dale says that apparently Pikmin 4 is no longer called Pikmin 4, and is actually going to be a Pikmin reboot, and that it's coming in autumn of next year. Oh, and also there's Sonic 2017, but who the hell cares about Sonic?
I just find it funny how you say the bulk of the conversation. We're already 30 minutes into this.
Yeah.
Pikcast has been longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's welcome Tommy, who just joined.
Hey,
Hey,
Tom.
Tommy.
Hi,
Tommy.
I'm at work.
Hi.
Hello, you
Yeah.
Mott 32.
Tommy, I'm in love with you.
Thank you.
This is our intermission.
Let's go to the lobby.
Okay, yeah, but so yeah, let's collect our thoughts and let's discuss on what this could potentially mean—a Pikmin reboot instead of a fourth series.
Okay.
I'm gonna have a lot of
Replay
paperwork.
control.
That's what it
One
means to
fear-
me.
One fear I immediately have is that it is the Pikmin 3DS game.
Oh, I doubt it.
Yeah, I really
There's,
don't think.
there's no way they
just
can
call it
pump
a
that
remake.
much money into a 2D game like that.
Yeah. The question is, when is the slated release date? Especially since what we've seen in the trailer seems like it's been decently drawn out before. Like, it feels like that game's going to be released really soon. So saying that that's getting released autumn, that doesn't seem right.
It's not wishful thinking. It's literally.
Yeah.
I do not think this is Pikmin 4. Well, I do not think Pikmin 4 is the Pikmin 3DS. Like, there's just no way.
It's not
Well,
possible. There is no way. It's literally not
Yeah.
possible.
It's a 3DS game that's a 2D platformer, and it was slated by Miyamoto as almost done. And not to mention, it originally started development as a Wii U game. Miyamoto confirmed that.
Oh, wow.
Pikmin
Yeah.
3DS
Oh
did?
wow.
No, Pikmin 4, or whatever Pikmin
Right.
4 was. Pikmin 4, like, what Pikmin 4 is, like, the Pikmin reboot, whatever you want, we'll just call it Pikmin 4 for now. Pikmin 4, according to Miyamoto, started development as a Wii U game because he said the reason they kept releasing content of Pikmin 3 is because it was to lay the groundwork for the next installment of Pikmin, which means, to me anyways, and I can't think of any other meaning, is that they were doing the Pikmin 2 formula where they were reusing Pikmin 3's engine to make Pikmin 4. And then later on, he said it's actually very close to completion, but we can't say anything much else about it. I think it was at that time that it was because they were deciding to keep it on Wii U or keep it on, or move it to the Switch. If it was a 3DS game that was a 3DS 2D platformer game that was almost done like 2 years ago, I don't think that it would still be in development. I think it would have launched like before E3 of this year.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that
Sorry, go ahead.
Pikmin 3DS. Oh, sorry. I think that Pikmin 3DS is sort of like the Pikmin short movies in that it's Pikmin content that's going to hold us over for the next big Pikmin installment.
Yeah.
Because Pikmin 3 was a big Pikmin installment on the Wii U. Like it was, it was an identity for the Wii U, really.
It's like
Yeah.
Pikmin
So-
Adventure on Nintendo Land.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like this is a new reboot for the story, reboot
Damn,
for the
I totally
series.
forgot about Nintendo Land.
And it's coming out for the Switch. I don't know. I feel like they are going to want to make it a bigger release than Pikmin for Nintendo 3DS is going to be.
Right.
Yeah. Well, let me just go ahead and get what I have to say out of the way because surprisingly, it's actually not that much. All I really got to say is that when they say a Pikmin reboot, I think what they mean is that the game is whatever happens in this new Pikmin game is going to become the norm for the series. Like it's going to change a lot of things that we've come to know as like conventional to Pikmin. And because this is a reboot, this will just be like the new standard formula. Also, Nathan. Damn.
Can we just take a minute and talk about Nintendo
It
Land?
sounds like someone's getting beat right now.
You okay?
What just happened?
All I was gonna say is that this is an optimal time for night mode to become a reality.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Like okay. We used to joke about how night mode was stupid, doesn't work in Pikmin's formula, but since this is a reboot, it could be acceptable now. Nathan's actually getting his stupid wish.
Okay, I did not wish that. Second of all,
This is good.
Nathan
I
supported
think
it.
that this is a good time to talk about what do you think reboot implies?
Not
Okay.
night mode.
Okay, what I think. Okay. Well, first off, here's what assuming the reboot thing is true, this is how I think what happened. As we know, Pikmin 3 never meant to take 9 years in development. They were experimenting on what platform to put it on. When they finally settled on Wii, they had gotten a good chunk of the game done, and then and then the Wii U came out and they moved it to Wii U. So
Right.
like that's why it ended up taking as long as it did. It was never because of any sort of like, just they weren't working on it until 9 years later. And so what I think happened is they were working on Pikmin 4 for the Wii U, and then Miyamoto moved it to the Switch, and they were like, okay, you know what? If you're just gonna keep doing this, then let's just start fresh. I think that's honestly what happened.
Okay.
I think the development team was like,
engine?
No. I don't think they're using a different engine. I think that the dev team was probably just thinking if Mr. Miyamoto is going to keep making us almost release a game on a console and then having to wait a whole another generation later, I think that it would be best if we just start fresh, because this is the second time it's happening. Also, not a lot of people think about this, but the way that Pikmin 3 ends with that thing, what if that's...
Spoilers.
Okay, spoilers for a 3-year-old game, sure. Okay, so yeah, if you still haven't played Pikmin 3 and are somehow subscribed to a Pikmin news channel...
Sorry.
Yeah, spoilers. Pikmin 3, the post-credit scene has
Pikmin in it.
something crashing off in the horizon. We don't know what it is. It could be another ship, and that could be the beginning of... Like, it could simply be a symbolic retelling of the first game. Not with Olimar. It could be with Olimar. Maybe it could be a new character. But it will essentially be like a retelling of the first game, and that's how they'll reboot the series.
Oh, you think it's going to be a retelling of the first game?
I'm saying that's one way that a reboot could work.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to add on to that real quick.
Okay.
Reboot is a pretty broad term.
Yes, it is.
Exactly.
There's nothing saying that. What I am thinking and kind of hoping is what it will mean is all the stuff that happened, but they're gonna focus on entirely new characters, and it'll be their story, and it will have no involvement with the other ones.
Okay, hang on.
Let me just say something. Let me just throw something in what I think. When I think of Reboot, and this isn't gonna make sense to Luther because he doesn't play Pokemon, but for example, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire is a reboot of Ruby and Sapphire.
No, that's a remaster.
No,
that is a remaster.
Yeah, that's a remaster remake.
Completely
that's not
different thing.
You could totally say it's a reboot.
No, it's not a reboot.
I wouldn't say that Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby have enough new content added to them to call it a reboot.
Okay, what is a
reboot?
Was any major story?
Okay.
Scruffy's gonna define reboot for us.
Right. Just to clarify, a reboot is when media is restarted or revived. It is given fresh impetus, and it's distinctly a new version of that media, even though the premise might be the same. A remaster is when the media majorly is the same. Like, the content is, for the most part, the same, but the technology that conveys that content is improved. For example, graphics are improved.
Yeah.
Or
an aspect of gameplay might be improved. But the content, for the most part, is the same.
Hang on. I want to quickly elaborate on what Kevin said. What Kevin described, where he said it's like a whole new story, but it's just a new cast, and the events of the past 3 games are kind of like put to the side. I don't think that's a reboot. I think that's a spiritual successor, because if you think about it, that's kind of like what Legend of Korra is, and it's not really a reboot to Avatar: The Last Airbender. Or what's the name of that show? Better Call Saul? Is it Better Call Saul? That it's like a spiritual successor to Breaking Bad, where it takes place in the same universe as Breaking Bad, but
now that's sort of a spin-off.
But it features none of the original characters. It's like a story of someone else's life that just happens to be in the same universe.
That's a spin-off.
I don't know if you'd consider that a reboot or not.
A spin-off is when there's a new product
that's all I had to say.
Based off the characters or premise from another product, but is also different.
When you're referring to gaming, typically a spin-off is a completely different gameplay. So it's kind of hard to call that a spin-off.
Pikmin 3DS game would be a spin-off.
I have limited time, so I'm gonna quickly elaborate on my part, because I'm kind of happy for this reboot, because so far there's only been 3 major Pikmin games, and with each Pikmin games we get introduced to a new species of Pikmin. So if it was a reboot, this could actually mean that they may they won't introduce another Pikmin type. The only reason I'm happy about this is because I want to spend more time with the current types that we have so far. And with if we keep on introducing new Pikmin, then it doesn't feel like each Pikmin have a special role. Because like when Pikmin 2 came out, purple and white almost overshadowed the most Pikmin, and then when Pikmin 3 came out, the most attentions were on pink and rocks. And I kind of want this reboot to just keep all of them, and they all have a special meaning in this one game.
That's actually a really good point.
Instead of like having these new Pikmin having a major plot, while the other Pikmin have a smaller plot. Look at the purples and whites in Pikmin 3. That was nothing compared to the others. So I just want this reboot to.
Yeah, and this time, if they exclude any of the other Pikmin colors, it's understandable why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing I think we'll see, because this is a reboot, all of the things that made the first game and the whole series popular. For example, we will see the 3 primary colors of Pikmin.
Yeah, that's
for sure. We'll definitely see Bulborbs. And I'm feeling that we will see Olimar. Like, he is a face of the series, and he has been in all 3 games so far. To retell without any Olimar, I don't know, it wouldn't feel quite the same.
I have a little bit of a disagreement on that, because to me, Olimar's never been the main character. It's always been the Pikmin, because the series is called Pikmin.
True.
And like Olimar never really felt like a character to me, because all of his like background and stuff comes from like out of game context. He feels more just like like an avatar medium to move and control the Pikmin.
Technically, Olimar is a Pikmin in an alternate ending.
Okay. Here's the thing, though. If you have,
let's not delve into the whole alternate reality.
That was a joke. We can take that as a joke.
No, but really, like
it takes place on the adult timeline.
No. Hold on a second. Like, for reals though, when you don't complete it in 30 days.
Yeah, we know.
Doesn't he become a Pikmin?
Yeah, we know.
But that's considered non-canon.
Exactly.
I would argue Olimar is an important character. I mean, like, not necessarily for the Pikmin. Like, he's not necessary to be. He's interchangeable, obviously. That's the thing.
Here's the thing, though.
Right.
Olimar is an important character in the story, because he is the only quote-unquote experienced character. He is the one of experience. In the first game, he was new to this, and that's why I think it would be a really good idea to have a new character, because it'll bring back that feeling of what's going on.
So do you
that's a
think
good
Nintendo
point.
If you have Olimar, he already knows everything. You know, if you have a new character who's discovering this stuff for the first time, and even in Pikmin 3, like, they were finding Olimar's notes. He was teaching them. And that can be an element in the new game as well, but I think they maybe not as much.
That's a good point. Like Olimar could be like the unseen guidance.
What about,
he kind of was. That's kind of what he was in Pikmin 3.
Right.
But they need to kind of capitalize on that.
It could kind of be a customizable character. A character that you give your own identity in this new role, because you're rediscovering Pikmin in this role.
There is an issue, and that is the fact that the game is much better with multiple captains.
Multitasking is
but
amazing.
at the same time, the game's atmosphere is much better with one.
Yes, true.
So it's hard to make that medium. I once had an idea where you could have a new type of Pikmin that sort of acted like a controllable captain that you could communicate to. It'd be hard to work, but it would suit both needs. It's not necessarily.
I definitely think that there will be new multitasking elements that I feel like the Switch could provide.
Right, and I mean there always needs to be.
Wait. Sorry, real quick. We need to talk about character D. Do you think that
we don't need to talk about character D?
Okay.
I was gonna make my customizable character after him.
Yeah. Johnny does have a point. I think that if there is a new character, maybe they will like revisit character D's old concept.
Yeah, we could definitely say that Nintendo would be delivering the D this next time around.
Johnny, did you bring this up just to make that joke?
No. I just hear Simon's moan of pain.
One most important thing they need to do for Pikmin is they need to make the environment so it specializes in one specific Pikmin type. You know how
Yeah.
you got water. You know what they did in the Pikmin 3DS demo with the red Pikmin. The floor was on fire.
I've always wanted to see more fire hedges. Like I wanted to see like a wall.
Make fire geysers great again.
Hey, one second. Die.
I want to see an area where there's a lot of electrical appliances on the floor, and literally you can only bring yellows because it's just you don't know when it was at random spots. Or Luther, we can have that environment where there's just falling objects, and you have to only bring rocks because you don't know where they're gonna fall.
Oh boy, I actually had an idea where like there could be like some kind of cave dungeon where there's like it's like themed like electrical appliances, like the subterranean complex, and like in one area there's like maybe like a live wire that's like hanging from the ceiling, and like it keeps swinging back and forth and touching like some kind of cable, and it would cause like various things to become like electrified for a few seconds at every few intervals, so you have to like time your movements.
Okay, guys, one idea that Daryl came up with, like, this was like a long time ago, before Pikmin 3 even came out, was the possibility of like fusion between like different Pikmin types. So, for example, like red.
People always say that's stupid, but I support that.
Yeah, like resistant to both.
It would have to
water
be
and fire, right?
It's hard to implement something like that in a real-time strategy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
And also, there'd have to be some downside to using that.
Yeah.
Right.
It would have to be, and it would have to be somewhat rare as well.
Okay. You know what?
Maybe candy pop buds that provide like a red and blue fusion or something. But there's only like a few of them.
I feel I fully thought about how this could work. It's way too long to include in this, so like maybe we can go into that on another date. But yeah, let's not talk about this because we're gonna get into like a whole thing here.
And that explanation is going to be included in my mini-series.
Yeah.
First episode, coming December 17th. Be ready, everyone.
Okay, so here's a good question relevant to what we should be talking about. Do you guys think that Pikmin needs a reboot?
Well, we haven't even
A reboot? I would say no. I would say back to what I was hoping. I would be completely fine if they kept all the stuff canon and just went with a new character and like say a new part of Earth that has never been. I'm sorry, PNF 404 that has never been seen before.
Are there enough games for it to have a reboot?
I'm gonna go off what
Ask Star Fox.
I'm gonna go over okay. I'm gonna refer to what Ryan's saying and say yes. It would be really nice because it would establish each Pikmin type as its own character, and each Pikmin would have a very broad range of focus.
Yeah.
It could potentially distinguish each individual Pikmin as its own character if they did well.
Yeah, what I'm gonna say is, I think that it's best for series for if a series is going to have a reboot, it's best to do it like after a game hasn't come out in a while. I feel like this is probably if this is true, this is probably something that Miyamoto had been planning for a while. He just wanted to get Pikmin 3 out of the way because they had already like worked on it for so long. Just get it out of the way. Next game will start fresh.
Okay, what do we call Nui Play Control if that's not a reboot?
I thought that was a remaster.
It's not even a remaster. It's just a port with updated controls.
Oh, right. Okay.
Just
Yeah.
The more Pikmin games, the more Pikmin that gets introduced, it lessens the value of other Pikmins, I have to say.
Okay. I've heard people say that before, and what I have to say is that we're gonna have to accept that because if they keep adding new Pikmin types, there will eventually be as many Pikmin types as there are like upgrades in Mario games.
I wouldn't mind
like that.
Okay,
just,
well,
I don't want
that's probably it's probably going to happen. I mean, people probably thought the same thing when Mario was like still young. Like people missed the Tanuki Tale. It took like how many years for Tanuki Tale to come back?
A lot. I kind of agree with what Ryan had to say though. Like the more Pikmin types they introduce, it kind of devalues the.
Not to mention overcomplication. You really don't want to overcomplicate anything.
Yeah, if you have 10 Pikmin types on the.
Well, I mean, they've done pretty well with that with like Pikmin 3, where they didn't give you purples and whites in the story. That's not my favorite way of going with it, but I think the next game, if it is not a like a a reimagining, it needs to be you have access to all Pikmin types, but no new ones. And the map, the stages are where the strategy comes in, not the Pikmin types.
What if Pikmin Aloha forms?
Oh my
Stop.
god. I'm thinking like
Die.
I'm
Seriously.
considering like maybe just like different variations between the Pikmin. Like I was saying, like
No,
individual
because
person.
that would just be a brand new Pikmin type.
But no,
No.
I'd agree with getting all the Pikmin first, like having all the Pikmin types, and then building the maps around that, because that's where Pikmin 1 was the strongest.
Right.
You didn't have 5 Pikmin, but after you unlock the blue Pikmin, you can do anything on any of the levels whenever you want.
And about something that we were saying just a moment ago, I was kind of glad in Pikmin. Okay, well, at first I was upset that whites and purples weren't going to return in Pikmin 3, but now I'm glad they aren't in the game, because I feel like that would just be like way too complicated with 7 different types of Pikmin.
I don't know. I feel like if this is a reimagining though, they could make some drastic changes. Like I don't know, maybe give the Pikmin fur or something. Like I feel like they could do something like that. Just like redefine the universe, you know. And that's kind of what I was talking about with like individual like changes within the Pikmin. You would still have red Pikmin, and they would be certainly distinguishable from yellow Pikmin, but you might have a red Pikmin with a dark red spot or something on him, or a red Pikmin with a chip out of his leaf or something, you know?
Okay.
Real quick. I just want to ask one question. What do you guys think is the max number of Pikmin types we should see in one game?
100. Wait. No. Pikmin type. 100.
Yes.
Sorry.
Patrick just answers yes.
Okay. In all honesty, I think we could do with a maximum of 10. But no more than 10. No more than 10 per game.
Do you mean like at once? In like the story mode? I think that's too much.
Okay, well, not necessarily, because I mean, if they can come up with uniqueness and like different circumstances to use each Pikmin type, then it could work just fine.
Yeah, but
it's gonna get
to would become like less useful.
And
I mean, I remember my mom, because my mom is the one who introduced me to Pikmin. I remember she played Pikmin 1 when she first heard they were adding 5 types in Pikmin 2. She was like, I feel like that's gonna overcomplicate things. Like, but it really didn't.
One thing to keep in mind is that if they're confident in creating a reboot for Pikmin, that means that they have plenty of ideas for the original types of Pikmin. Like they have plenty of new ideas for how to use the original types of Pikmin.
I like that.
I mean, well, let's be honest though, they haven't been real, confident with those those things, and like yellow Pikmin have gone through so many changes.
They haven't gone through changes. They've just been like given new abilities.
Well, no, because they lost the ability of exclusive bomb rocks in the first game.
Oh, okay,
in the
I
second
guess.
game, I mean, they were given electricity. In the third game, they were given digging. But then every Pikmin could do bomb rocks.
And electricity was no longer
electricity was no longer lethal.
That
Easy
annoyed the hell out of me. I really that would have made it much more difficult for the like the bearded Emperor would have been a very scary creature.
Yes.
It already was. As soon as they go past the bearded Emperor and that creature just turns electrified and runs at them, they're kind of.
But I'm debating how fair that is, because if fire doesn't kill you and water doesn't kill you, then why should electricity kill you? I feel like that's why they did it.
Well, I mean, water and fire still kill you, but just not instantly.
Also, winged Pikmin should not be immune to crushing, because that was stupid.
I think that was more of a glitch. Like, they weren't meant to be immune to crushing, because I don't think they can be crushed whatsoever.
Yeah.
Even when they're on the ground.
Winged Pikmin can't get crushed.
That's
still what? Like,
it's really dumb.
Yeah, it's not even like something that they were meant to have. Like that was the feature for Rock Pikmin.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, it turns out Winged Pikmin also coincidentally can't be crushed, but that's more due to a mistake on the programmer's
I'm curious
fault.
because there are a couple glitches in the game where you can get a winged Pikmin to walk on the ground. I'm curious if we had like a Wollywog there, if that would crush them when they're walking on the ground.
We'll need to try that.
We do need to try that.
I feel like in a rare circumstance, a winged Pikmin might be able to be crushed. But again, it's very unlikely.
Lupa, what if Emperor Bulbulus got brought back, and then when you throw a rock Pikmin at it, it starts choking like the temple?
Oh my god! When you throw a rock into his mouth, it's like. And he's just like, hold up a second, guys. And then he dies.
It explodes into many little pellets.
If this is a reboot, we could see a return of the Emperor Bulblax.
Yeah.
You know what? If it's a reboot of the entire series, then it's very likely we'll be seeing the bosses, like the final bosses from all 3 games back.
What if the reboot meant it was like, for example, Pikmin 1, like maps and areas and stuff, but with like Pikmin 3 enemies and stuff added in?
I want to see I really want to see whole new maps, especially if it's going to be a reboot.
Yeah, I need to see.
Okay, actually, guys, I just had a theory. It's an educated theory, but we know that Miyamoto said several times during the campaign leading up to Pikmin 3's launch that this is what he wanted Pikmin to be from the beginning. They just couldn't do it due to technical limitations. That's what Pikmin 3 is what he wanted Pikmin 1 to be like. Like we have that recurring joke. So I know that it's a joke we use all the time, but for reals, what if this Pikmin reboot what if Pikmin 3 was already a reboot? And this is going to be like a reboot of what he originally conceived for Pikmin 2. So it will have 2 captains, but there will just be a lot different this time.
Hey, whatever works.
Yeah, because we do know that that he wanted the 2 captains in Pikmin 1, but it didn't. He later decided to opt out and save that for the second game.
I think the 2 captains might, in some circumstances, be better than the 3.
Yeah.
We definitely don't need 4. I hope
yeah,
and that would be no. It's literally they just don't want to name it Pikmin 4 because they don't want to have to put 4 captains in because I've done 1 captain for 1 and 2 captains.
Vortex just.
All right, but I think that's enough discussion on thoughts and predictions of Pikmin 4.
Okay, yeah,
Reboot
okay.
defines.
Yeah, okay. More so, how many of you guys actually believe that this is true? Like, do you honestly think that there will be a Pikmin reboot? Like, do you think that's what Pikmin 4 is?
I want this to be true.
I think there's going to be a lot of changes, but I think the terminology reboot, especially since this is a leak, it might not be called Pikmin 4. In fact, I doubt it will. There's always time for there to be change, and once you get to the 4th game of a series, and if you are investing the money into the 4th game of the series, it's time to stop calling it the 4. It's a time to stop. Like Super Mario,
Halo 6,
Super Mario World.
Yeah.
Stop.
No.
Yeah, we learned from Mega Man.
We got Super Mario Bros, Super Mario Bros 2, Super Mario Bros 3, and then Super Mario World. And then from that point on, we got new games, and that's what I feel like they need to do. Will it be called Pikmin 4?
Nope.
Probably not. Will it feature the Copites? Probably not. Well, I don't think so. Will it feature Captain Olimar? Probably, but not as a playable character. Like, what is a reboot? We can speculate all we want, but when it comes to
we won't know until it happens.
When it comes to Laura Kate and what she clarifies as a reboot, what is that? So
if I could just
hang on a second. You know what I'm wondering? Should we reach out to Laura Kate Dale on Pikipedia's Twitter and ask her?
Yeah, we can do that.
What did she reboot?
Yeah.
we could try it.
Yeah,
I just kind of wanted to leave this as a closing comment about this whole reboot Pikmin 4 thing. Like, as for me, I'm just really excited that there is news about a Pikmin reboot, because if it turns out to be a reboot, like, we know that their ideas are going to far surpass anything that we've even discussed in this Pikcast. But on the off chance that it isn't a reboot and it is a continuation story,
it's still
a boon for Pikmin.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so either way, this is
a win-win.
Awesome.
That was another question I had. Do you guys think this is, as far as money and financial goes, a good move for the Pikmin series?
If it's reusing the same assets of Pikmin 3, and I feel like it probably will, I don't see them scraping up a whole new engine.
Well,
yeah, that would save a lot of money.
What I like about the idea of a reboot is that if they ever do something lazy in this reboot, it won't really anger us if it was actually a new game and they did something lazy. compared to doing it as a reboot.
Yeah, especially because when you make a game a reboot, you're kind of giving people the expectation that this is, like, anything that's done in this game is going to become the norm from now on.
Yeah.
In any future series, in any future games in the series.
Anyway, there's not a lot of Pikmin games, so anything Pikmin related is still gonna be.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
can't be spoiled.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave this with the same thing Scruffy said. If it is a reboot, I'm excited to see what'll happen. A little bit nervous, but I'm more so excited. If it's not a reboot, then it's a new Pikmin game, and it's a win-win situation.
Yep. What if it was just a Pikmin version of Mario Maker?
Stop.
Please, yeah, get out. Get out.
Oh my gosh.
Pikmin.
Hey guys.
Actually, wait. What are we saying? That could actually be a good.
I gotta go. So good luck with the rest of the Pitcast.
Thank you.
All right,
Bye, Tommy.
Hey,
Bye.
fans, have you ever wondered how Yamot 392 and Tommy aren't in the same place at the same time?
Oh my
I know.
god.
It's weird. It's like how Mr. L and Luigi are never in the same room.
I'll be discussing that in my mini series, episode 2.
Are you guys
7/19.
recorded? Be there. What is Yamot 392?
All right, should we move on to the next topic then?
Sure.
Please, yes.
That was
Oh,
great
we have the next
conversation,
topic.
guys.
Yeah, I really.
Oh, it's definitely.
All right, so
I mean,
there was a little bit more news that happened this week regarding these last few weeks, month, regarding Pikcast, or Pikmin, I should say. Jack's Pacific released a new figure that is a Target exclusive, and it's identical to the Olimar figure, but it's like a black and white version of it. It's part of the prototype series. It's like,
That's weird.
yeah, it's like a special edition. They release like golden versions of things and silver versions of things. This is kind of like the black and white version, and they did it for like 3 other figures too. They did it for Star Fox, they did it for Skull Kid, and I think a Metroid figure.
I guess we could just refer to him as All Noir.
That was beautiful.
Uh,
So yeah, that's a Target exclusive, so go try to pick it up. It's pretty rare. It's not extremely rare, but I went to Target, I couldn't find it. I've looked online and they're selling for about 15 bucks each. So yeah, go pick one of those up. Also, this is probably a little bit bigger of news. Pikmin new Play Control, the Wii version of Pikmin, is now available on the Wii U eShop.
Oh yes, it is very nice. And also, if you have save file on your Wii U for the console, like if you have the actual original Play Control disc, it will carry over your save data.
Yep.
mm-hmm.
There are no changes
Don't expect
whatsoever.
there are new save
They
files.
didn't fix any of the bugs or anything. It's just the exact same game. And
Yeah,
I think it's $20 or was it 15?
It's 20.
20. Same price as Pikmin. Yeah, and also for those of you who haven't heard by now, that's the same price for Pikmin 3 on the eShop too. So if you don't have Pikmin 3, go get it.
Yep.
It's very nice. Yes.
I got it and I've played a little bit of it. And it's good.
I got it, but I have a 4K TV that I sit less than 3 feet away from, so the 480p game burned my eyeballs, and now I have to wait until I get a smaller screen.
I'm really hoping for this.
I'll teach you.
The most exciting thing I'm really hoping for this reboot is that the bridges are like the first 2 games.
Actually, no, I really like the bridges in Pikmin 3.
They were innovative.
Well, we can have both.
But like the whole reason they were added is because Miyamoto wanted like, the Pikmin to feel like little ants. I feel like they're going to redo a lot of what Pikmin 1 did, but like with Pikmin 3's mechanics.
Yeah. Also, there was another thing. I'm skipping down the script a little bit. Recently, what was it, the 26th of October? It was since the last Pikcast, was the 15th anniversary of Pikmin.
Whee!
And
15 years of love.
Congratulations to Pikmin.
I know, right?
I really wish they did an orchestra of Pikmin.
yeah.
Yeah, and also
There was-
today on the day of recording, today is the 15th anniversary of Smash Bros. Melee.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Oh!
So me and Scruffy put together a little tribute video. You may have seen it. It is on the Pikipedia channel, and I'll link it here. Scruffy did all the music. I did all the video work, and it's pretty cool. If I don't say so myself.
It's
So
wonderful. I like it.
Take a look at that.
Just as a little side note, there is actually a Pikmin arrangement for orchestra. It's part of the Symphonic Legends series. and it's mainly the world map theme, but it's got a few other themes from Pikmin mixed in there. It's a very good arrangement. I would definitely recommend it. And I used a little bit of it in this compilation of music for the 15th anniversary video.
Yeah, it was very, very
So,
creative.
yeah.
Also, Kevin made a 15th anniversary video. It's a review of the first Pikmin game, and it's really good.
It's also very long.
It is long.
So if you plan to watch it, be prepared.
It's
worth
worth
it, though.
Like
It's definitely worth it.
You'll lose yourself in the video. But yeah, I'm a little disappointed that Nintendo didn't say anything about the 15th anniversary of Pikmin.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, to be fair, 15th is kind of an obscure number.
Kind of, yeah.
But I mean, they do it like every 5 years, you know?
Yeah.
It's usually every 5 years that they do
It's
it.
not super obscure, but it's like.
I think it's 10, 20, and then 25th because Miyamoto did acknowledge the 10th anniversary of Pikmin back in 2011.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like he said that he was really trying to get Pikmin 3 out by then, but then that's when they decided to put it on Wii U. I feel like when it comes to 20th anniversary, they will bring it up.
All right, so that's pretty much the rest of our news. We have some things that we've discovered on the wiki recently. First of all, a piece of merchandise that I found while digging through the internet that we did not have on the wiki is a Pikmin sheet music book. And it is the sheet music for the song I Know Uta, or the Song of Love, that popular song that was used in the commercials and stuff made by Strawberry Flower to advertise the games and stuff. And it's like 12 pages long, and it's pretty cool, and we put some information about it on the wiki. In addition to that, we recently discovered that some of the Pikmin 3 artwork is actually like faithful remasters of some of the Pikmin 2 artwork. I actually found that today, and it's really interesting. I'll put some on the video here so you can take a look at it, but it's really nostalgic that Nintendo went back and looked at that promotional art and made more promotional art based on it. I think the promotional art they used was mostly used in Japan, but it's still really cool that they did that. And that's pretty much all our news, so I guess we can move on to...
Oh, no. There is a super important issue that just came up. If you have the GameCube version of Pikmin 2 and the Wii version of Pikmin 2, there is a very big difference in Glutton's Kitchen, sublevel 2 and 4, where the massive lid and the happiness emblem has switched places.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah. Me and SPO found that out, that those two treasures are switched between the two versions, and I've been playing through both games trying to see if there's any others. I still haven't finished, but I'm gonna be trying to wrap that up.
That's cool.
Oh, no.
That's why the cave videos are taking so long, because I gotta verify this.
That's impressive.
Yeah, cool. Well, awesome. Do your thing and find it out, please. And then report back to us on whether or not it's actually true.
Yeah.
The one that I stated is true.
All right, cool.
So I guess with that, we'll move more into our community creations. We've already kind of talked about some of them, the 15th anniversary ones. Recently, a YouTuber by the name of Joel on Toast released a really cool crossover animation of Pikmin and One Punch Man, and it's called One Punch Man.
Yes, I love that so much.
It's really hilarious, and it's really well animated. I'll show a little sneak peek of it here, but go watch it, subscribe to him. It's awesome.
Yeah, it really is cool.
Also, YouTuber I don't know how to say his name. Mamo DXX? Mamod XX, probably. He is a frequent Pikmin YouTuber. He uploads a lot of gameplay footage and stuff. He just made Pikmin in the style of the original Pokemon games. And it's a...
I don't think I saw that, actually.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool watch. Also, we have another YouTube video, and I don't have his name here. Let me get that. It's a video about why the original Pikmin game is so immersive. It's by Galler Dude Cascade. It's called Pikmin: The Beautiful Wild, and he just goes really in depth of like how the first Pikmin game pulled off its immersiveness and why it was such a beautiful game, even though it was on the GameCube, and why it just sucked you in. It's a really good video. The user Pigmask Kernel, he is on SoundCloud, and he's also on our forums. He actually posted these on our forums, which is awesome. I'll talk about that in a second. He has created recently 2 Pikmin remixes. He remixed the Titan Dweevil theme. It's really well done. And he remixed the Bullblack's Kingdom theme. And both of those are really cool. I'll have links in the description for both of those. Porinu is a French Pikmin artist. She is on YouTube, she's on DeviantArt, she is on our forums, and she does really cool work. Recently she did some artwork based on the zodiac symbols, and she made a Pikmin based on each zodiac symbol, and I'll post that here. I'll also have a link to her forum thread and probably her DeviantArt or something in the description as well. And speaking of the forums, they're still active. We still have, I'm on there every day, just looking at what people post. I don't post every day, but I'm always looking at what people are doing. I've been doing some remodels recently, actually, but we're still active over there, and yeah, we still talk about everything. If you have anything that you made, if you have anything that someone else made that you want to share, if you want to talk about...
I was going to make a post yesterday, but I got locked out of my account.
Oh, shoot. Might be able to help you with that. If you want to talk about any experience you've had with the game, or just share like your Let's Plays or something, whatever it is, Pikmin, theories, just make a post on the forums and we'll talk to you about it, or just come and comment on our post. We'd love to have you. Also, I didn't write this down, but I'm really glad I remembered it. We now have a public Discord chat.
Yay!
It is 100% public, so the link is in the description to join. I do believe you have to have a Discord account, which all you need is an email and a password. And yeah, it's a lot of cool guys in there. Always, it's probably the best way to get your Pikmin news and stuff very quickly, because we're always posting over there. They got lots of different channels. I'll read some of them right now. They have a Pikmin 4 speculation channel, Pikmin 3DS speculation, they have a Pikmin hacking channel, Pikmin challenges, like gameplay challenges, art sharing, media sharing, and then just a garbage chat where you can talk about whatever you want. And it's a great chat. Lots of really cool people over there. Most of us are admins over there, or engineers, as it's said in the thing, or moderators, I guess. And so you can talk to us there. So yeah, go ahead. The link, I'll put it on the screen here. You can just join in by clicking on the link in the description if you want, or you can type it in, whatever you want to do. Come join us over there. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Also, we have one more community spotlight that Breezy just shared with me. The user...
Sorry, it's kind of late.
Rox... How do you pronounce that?
Roxas. It's a Kingdom Hearts reference.
Roxas?
Yeah,
Roxas
I think.
VHS1 on Tumblr. They made some cute Pikmin artwork designs, and they look really good. They got a purple Pikmin carrying a jack-o'-lantern, which I assume was during the Halloween, and also a rock Pikmin. And I'm sure they have plenty of other art on there that you can go look at.
Yeah, so there's quite...
It does all sorts of arty things, but those are the main Pikmin ones, so...
Alright, anything else that anybody else wants to bring up?
That's everything I gotta say. Actually, one small thing. So about the PNF 404 chat, which is the name of the public Discord Pikmin chat, that is not a guarantee that you will like get a chance to be on Pikcast, but you can request to be on an episode if there's any like insight you want to give or something you want to say.
Yes, and also, we say it's a 100% free public Discord. That does not mean you can come on and act like a jerk. You will be kicked.
Don't be a scrub.
We are all civil there.
No, wait, don't be a sheer grub. There we go.
There you go. Nice.
Breezy made a pick pun.
Yay, I did a thing. I finally made some contribution of my meme.
Alright, so
I don't do too much and I'm sad.
with that, follow us on Facebook or friend us. No, is it a fan? Like us on Facebook. That's the one. Follow us on Twitter.
We have a Facebook page?
Yeah, we have a Facebook.
Yeah, we've got a Facebook.
I didn't know we had a Facebook page.
What are you doing?
Follow us on SoundCloud. We have we upload our Pikcast, like the audio only forms of our Pikcast on SoundCloud, so you can listen to them there. That might be easier if you're on data, because it takes up a lot less data than like YouTube, or if you don't want to watch a video, like you want to lock your phone while you're listening, because YouTube, unless you have YouTube Red, doesn't allow locking. Just on the go, if you want to listen to it, we put that on SoundCloud for you. And we'll have all the links and stuff to that in the description. And also we have a SoundCloud playlist, which is kind of our community spotlight playlist as well, where we will have just a bunch of songs that the community made, remixes and stuff, and they're really good listens. Like we have quality control and everything that we put on there, so you can just pop that in, shuffle it.
It's awesome.
It's really good music.
Yeah, it's freaking amazing.
And then also just subscribe to us on YouTube to keep in check with future Pikcast, any videos we upload for the wiki, news, live streams, whatever it may be. That's how you'll get the next Pikcast in your subscription feed.
And subscribe to my channel. I make subpar videos talking about things people already talked
Do you
about.
want to talk about your YouTube channel? I don't think you've really announced it.
No, because this is the first Pikcast we've done since I've made my channel. Yeah, you can find me at youtube.com/0trickyberry0. I do... basically what I do is I talk about topics that other YouTubers cover, but I bring into focus the things that they either forget or leave out of their videos. It's a relatively small YouTube channel right now. It's kind of expected to be that, considering that my job literally implies that I have to wait for other people to make videos before I can make mine.
Yep.
But I'm getting there, and I'm hoping one day it'll be something.
Yep.
So yeah, go check out my videos. I try my best to upload at least once a week.
Right. And the best part about it all is that he doesn't even have to do this all on his own. He has all of Pikipedia, all of us, to come and collaborate and help with him. Which I think, helps make the channel a bit more varied in its own little way.
Yeah. Yeah, I cover more than just games. I cover TV shows, I cover movies, stuff like that. But mostly video games, and mostly Nintendo. Mainly because those are the things that people talk about the most nowadays. But yeah. So, yeah, go ahead and check it out. And if you like it, then subscribe and whatnot.
Do it. And link will be in the description for that as well.
And now Nathan doesn't have to link my old YouTube channel and use the link to the old... Okay, I don't know if you've noticed this, Nathan, but you always use the link to my YouTube channel that I had in 2006 that is now banned. Oh. So anytime someone clicks the old link, it's like, this YouTube channel has been terminated.
We can change that.
Yeah, we can. We can go ahead and change that later. Yeah, I just thought that was funny. But yeah, so that's that.
Kevin.
And with their topics covered and news discussed, the explorers gathered for the coming of night. Captains dismissed.
Hold up.
That was beautiful.
Hang on a second, guys. Hang on a second. We have our star voice here to end the night.
Hey, I did miss the Pikcast.
But you're here just in time. You're here just in time to say what must be said at the end of every pick.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, so Josh, count down, and we're all gonna do it.
Okay.
I didn't miss it either.
Down. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Captains
dismissed.
Oh, that sounded awful.
Oh my god. Jesus.
Okay.
Who just got murdered?
Go to bed.
I just heard, was it you, Simon? I just heard this goat scream.
Yes.
I thought we were
Who
doing
else?
noises.
I
Guys,
played the
thought we were
kazoo.
doing the noises, so I just gargled again.
It kept intensifying, and then suddenly.
I am literally living in National Lampoon's
Are we still live?
Yes.